Welcome to Ancient to Now. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey through time, exploring some of the most unusual and intriguing laws that have shaped civilizations from ancient Egypt to the Roman Empire. These laws, often seen as bizarre or even comical by modern standards, offer a unique window into the cultures and customs of the past. So buckle up as we delve into the world of sacred cats, democratic oddities, legalistic extremes, ancient trade regulations, and imperial eccentricities. Our first stop on this historical odyssey is ancient Egypt, a civilization immortalized by its majestic pyramids, enigmatic pharaohs, and, intriguingly, its veneration of cats. In this land, cats were not merely domesticated animals, but held a status bordering on the divine. They were seen as earthly representatives of the goddess Bastet, who symbolized protection, fertility, and motherhood. The reverence for these feline creatures was so profound that the act of killing a cat, even inadvertently, was considered an egregious transgression. This cultural norm was starkly illustrated in an incident involving a Roman citizen who accidentally caused the death of a cat. The incident sparked widespread fury among the Egyptian populace. Their demand for retribution was so fervent that not even the pharaoh's intervention could quell their outrage or spare the Roman from their wrath. The Egyptians' adoration for cats extended to legislative measures as well. A stringent law prohibiting the exportation of cats was in place, reflecting the nation's determination to preserve this sacred animal within its borders. To enforce this law, the government established a specialized task force dedicated to intercepting cat smugglers and ensuring the repatriation of these revered animals to Egyptian soil. Beyond cats, ancient Egyptian society was imbued with other unique laws and customs that demonstrated their reverence for animals. Several species were deemed sacred and, as such, were legally protected from harm or consumption. Prominent among these were the sacred ibis and the Nile crocodile, animals that were not only respected but also worshipped as incarnations of deities. Such laws were a testament to the Egyptians' profound belief in a cosmic interconnectedness, a tapestry that wove together humans, animals, and the divine into a single, harmonious existence. This deep-rooted respect for the natural world was a cornerstone of Egyptian culture, reflecting a sophisticated understanding of and reverence for the intricate balance of life. As we journey back to ancient Greece, we find ourselves in a world where the seeds of Western civilization and democracy were first sown. Athens, in particular, stands out for its early experiments with democratic governance. This system, revolutionary for its time, allowed citizens to have a say in the administration of their city-state. However, Athenian democracy came with its own set of quirks. One such practice was ostracism, a unique form of political sanction where citizens could vote to exile any politician for 10 years. This procedure, akin to an ancient form of cancel culture, was used as a tool to protect the state from potential tyrants or overly ambitious leaders. But Athenian democracy wasn't the only aspect of Greek culture with unusual practices. Turning our attention to Sparta, famous for its military prowess and strict societal structure, we encounter another oddity. Spartan law dictated that men were forbidden from living with their wives until they reached the age of 30. This law was in line with the Spartan ethos that prioritized military training and discipline. Young Spartan men were expected to live in communal barracks and undergo rigorous training to develop the physical and mental fortitude required of a Spartan warrior. This separation from family life was seen as essential in maintaining focus and building camaraderie among the soldiers. Meanwhile, in the realm of love and courtship, the Greeks had their peculiar customs as well. One of the most whimsical involved the act of throwing an apple to propose marriage. In this tradition, if a suitor tossed an apple to their beloved and the recipient caught it, it symbolized acceptance of the marriage proposal. This custom, deeply rooted in Greek mythology and the tale of Atalanta, highlights the symbolic power of apples in Greek culture. Apples were seen as tokens of love, desire, and even destiny. This practice illustrates how the Greeks intertwined mythological symbolism with everyday life, creating a culture rich in tradition and steeped in the storytelling of their gods and heroes. Our journey now takes us to ancient China, particularly during the Qin dynasty, Known for its venturing into ancient China, particularly during the era of the Qin dynasty, we encounter a society underpinned by legalism. This philosophy, characterized by its strict adherence to law and order, shaped a unique legal framework that emphasized stringent laws and severe punishments as means of governance. Legalism, in its pursuit of absolute order, led to the formation of some particularly unusual laws that might seem extreme or even bizarre from a modern perspective. One notable edict mandated that individuals must cry at funerals, with non-compliance attracting severe penalties. This law was deeply rooted in the Confucian values of filial piety and respect for the deceased. Mourning was not just a private expression of grief, but a public duty, and failure to exhibit the appropriate level of sorrow was seen as a defiance of social norms and disrespect towards one's ancestors. Such legislation underscores the importance placed on collective responsibility and conformity in maintaining societal order. Additionally, the Qin dynasty's legal system included strict regulations concerning personal appearance, specifically clothing and hairstyles, which were dictated by one's social status. These laws were not merely about aesthetic preferences, but served as powerful visual symbols of the social hierarchy. For instance, certain colors, fabrics, and styles were reserved exclusively for the nobility, while commoners were restricted to more modest attire. Hairstyles, too, were regulated, with certain styles being exclusive to certain ranks. These sartorial laws were intended not just to reflect, but to reinforce the social order, ensuring that the divisions between different classes were visibly apparent and strictly maintained. As we delve into the annals of history, our next destination is the ancient kingdom of Axum, situated in what is now Ethiopia. This kingdom, flourishing from around the 1st to the 7th centuries AD, was not just a regional power, but a beacon of trade and culture, its influence extending far beyond its borders. The Axumite civilization was renowned for its sophisticated approach to governance and resource management, evidenced by its unique and forward-thinking laws, particularly regarding land ownership and trade. In Axum, land ownership was a concept that diverged significantly from individualistic notions prevalent in many other ancient societies. Here, land was predominantly owned communally. This meant that the land was not the private property of individuals, but was held collectively by communities, with its usage regulated by state authorities. This system demonstrated a profound understanding of and respect for communal living and resource sharing, ensuring equitable access to land and its resources. The state's role in regulating land use was not only about maintaining order, but also about ensuring sustainable practices, a testament to the Axumites' foresight in environmental stewardship. The sophistication of Axum's legal system extended to its trade laws. As a kingdom that lay at the crossroads of major trade routes connecting Africa, the Mediterranean, and Asia, Axum was a bustling hub of commercial activity. The Axumite rulers implemented intricate laws to govern this trade, especially in dealings with neighboring kingdoms and regions. These laws were not merely transactional in nature, but were underpinned by principles of mutual respect and cooperation. Such a framework fostered a stable and prosperous trading environment, allowing Axum to thrive as a commercial center. Finally, we reach the Roman Empire, an epoch celebrated for its monumental legal and bureaucratic innovations. The Romans, known for their structured approach to governance, also had a penchant for laws that, to modern sensibilities, might seem peculiar or even whimsical. Among these, a notable law strictly forbade the wearing of purple clothing, a regulation deeply embedded in the symbolism of power and status. Purple, a color derived from the rare and expensive Tyrian purple dye, was reserved exclusively for the emperor. This law was a visual representation of the social hierarchy, a tangible reminder of the emperor's unparalleled status and the unattainable luxury associated with the imperial office. Beyond fashion, the Romans were particularly meticulous about the display of luxury. The Senate, the governing body of the Roman Republic, frequently enacted sumptuary laws. These laws were designed to regulate the extravagance of its citizens, controlling everything from the amount one could spend on feasts to the types of jewelry that could be worn. Such regulations were aimed at curbing excessive displays of wealth, ensuring that the social order was not destabilized by ostentatious displays of opulence. In conclusion, these ancient laws, as strange as they may seem today, offer a vivid glimpse into the values, beliefs, and societal norms of their respective civilizations. They remind us that laws, in all their varied forms, are reflections of the priorities and peculiarities of the cultures that create them. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey. We invite you to explore more unusual laws and stories from history and share any fascinating finds in the comments below.